Hi. Hi. And welcome to week 41 of Holistic Movement with me. And grab a ball. It can be a tennis ball. It can be hopefully not a golf ball. Hopefully a softball like this size. And find a doorway, or you can do it on a wall, on the corner of a wall. Sorry, I'm switching back and forth here. I feel a little bit schizophrenic. I'm going to show you both sides of this first release. The theme of this week is we must let pain visit. We must allow pain to teach us, and we must not allow pain to stay for a long time. So, in a video I just made about the causes of wrist pain and shoulder pain, I mapped out a few of the causes behind wrist pain and neck pain. And one of the causes is compression in the pec major and the pec minor. So I thought we'd release it. I did a stretch in that video to release the pecs, but we want to release that tissue first. So we're going to assume kind of a kata stance, like a karate stance. Let me show you from here, like waka, Karate Kid. My back leg is straight. This is my right leg. This is my left leg. We are going to release, find that ball, pause that video if you need to. We're going to release this right pec minor and all that associated fascia. And you can see from this camera, my left leg is bent, and I'm going to place the ball right in this tissue. Then, if you'll see from this camera, I'm going to lift my heel up to help my whole body push into this area. And the only reason you're moving the ball is to find a spot that's compressed. I found a spot that's compressed. Now, we must let pain visit. We must allow pain to teach us. It's teaching me how to deal with this pain. Now, if I want to get away from it, then it is pain. But if I don't want to get away from it, and I take this, let's say an 8 on a pain scale, bring it down to a 4, then it's just a sensation, and then it's not going to overstay its welcome. So I'm going to breathe into this right here, and then you'll see from this other camera, my arm can come up. I can bring my arm into internal rotation, external rotation, just to get those fibers moving. And then I'm just going to use my exhale to calm this tissue down. And it's the whole right butt cheek that's tight, and using my whole body to push into this. I'm relaxing my gut. You'll probably see in this camera that I look a little fat. I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with this sensation now. Now it's down to about a 5 or a 4. And then I move and I find another spot, and there's another spot. You do the same. Now, ideally, in a perfect world, I would stay here for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But we're not going to do that because you need to spend a sufficient amount of time when not watching this video and release all this compression in the pec major and the pec minor and all that fascia underneath. I'm going to come back. I'm going to rest here. I'm going to stand in between my schizophrenic self, the anima and animus, a Carl Jung joke there. And I'm going to feel the difference between the right pec and the left pec. And it just feels like I can drop this right pec. Now I'm going to switch to the left pec. I'm going to bring my right leg forward, my left leg back, kind of in that kata stance. And you can check out my snow globe collection. Huh? How cheesy is that? And then I'm going to find that tissue, which is right below my collarbone and near my left shoulder. Then I'm going to lift my left heel up and press and find a spot. I just found a spot. I'm going to relax my gut and my balls because I was just tensing my balls. Yep. My gooch or the taint. But I prefer gooch. So they say in West Virginia. The area between your ball sack and your anus. Then I'm going to lift, sorry, I need to get out of that southern accent. I'm going to lift that left arm up, and I just did it again. And then I'm going to internally and externally rotate this arm. Keep that left butt cheek tight. And let's say this is about a 6 on the pain scale. I'm going to bring it down to a 3. And I do that by allowing pain to visit, allowing it to teach me that I don't need to pull away, that I'm safe, and not let it overstay by not pulling away. And using my exhale, turning on the parasympathetic nervous system to let this tissue relax. It's dissipating now. And I'm going to move and find another spot. Yep, found another spot. Now I'm going to, let's say this is about a 5. I'm going to bring it down to a 3. Really making that exhale longer. When we extend the exhale and we're calm, the central nervous system feels safe and knows it doesn't want to flee. And so it won't guard. And then, boom, those tissues just open up. Okay, I'm going to let go. I'm going to stand here. Relax here. And then we're going to lie on our backs. And I'm going to have my lower body here, my upper body up above. And I'm going to let my shoulder blades drop and my shoulders drop. Feel your shoulder blades and how they're touching the floor. Okay, stay on your backs. And sorry I didn't intro what positions we're going to do today, but I'm going to tell you the last 3 remaining positions. We're going to come into a bridge just to help strengthen the pelvis and lower back. Super basic bridge. It's always good to go back to fundamentals. Then we're going to do a pelvic mobility movement. Then we're going to jump into myofascial resilience movement, the kind of plyometric movement that we did similarly last week. But we're going to add a modification. Then we're going to finish with an isometric exercise. But let's bend our knees, and I'm going to come sit up just to look at the position of my feet and make sure that my feet are not too far away, not too near to me. I'm going to find that Goldilocks spot. I'm going to separate my toes as much as I can. How about you do the same? And ideally, what we want is to find more surface area for the sacrum, because if the feet are too near to you, too far away, you can't have that. I'm going to bring my shirt up just to show you the connection between my rib cage and my pelvis. I'm going to keep my arms here for now so you can see that connection. Then I'm going to tuck my chin under just a little bit. I'm going to relax my arms and my shoulders, and I'm going to pretend there's a string attached to my tailbone, and someone standing right in front of me is pulling that string up, and my tailbone kind of tucks under. I come into a posterior tilt, okay? And then I lift up with my tailbone, then the bottom parts of my sacrum, and then to the top of my pelvis, lower back, mid back, and then I'm going to drop those arms. I'm going to bring my feet actually a little bit closer to me. I'm going to connect with my big toes. I'm going to bring that pelvis up, and then I'm going to lower the front of my rib cage to connect my rib cage to my pelvis, so I'm not arching the back. I'm not connecting my fingertips underneath because I don't want to stress my shoulders. We're concentrating just on the spine, the axial skeleton it's called, the fancy word for it, and how to connect the pelvis to the lower back and mid back. I'm going to relax my shoulders and my jaw. Then I'm going to breathe circumferentially, meaning my abdominal region is expanding like a balloon on the inhale, and then exhale, squeezing in. After you've got that down, then you're going to connect the hamstrings to your butt. Then you're going to push down the big toes again. And now use your whole spine to support you, keeping both butt cheeks tight. And at the same time, can you relax your face and your jaw and your shoulders? Trying not to let your knees splay out to the sides, keeping them in line with your hips. And anytime you feel you need to come down, but we're going to stay for a little bit longer. Okay, now we're going to slowly come down, but this is the mid back first, then the lower back, then the sacrum. And then we're going to straighten the legs, relax here, take a few breaths, let the pelvis just drift and fall down into the floor. Feel the sensations in your pelvis. Okay, when you're ready, bring your left arm next to your left ear, bend your right knee, roll on over to your left-hand side. I've got my trusty pelvis here. Now, the left side of your pelvis, this whole area, is called the left innominate. This is called the right innominate. Innominate means no name because anatomists, when the church was mighty powerful, innominate means no name because this is a dirty area. What we're going to do is walk with our pelvis. We're going to walk on our left butt cheek and then we're going to walk on our right butt cheek. Why are we doing this? There's a book called The Spinal Engine, and I'll post it in the comments below. It was written by a scientist, and he was researching how we walk and where does walking initiate. It's not the legs, it's the psoas, it's this area. In fact, he showed and I'll see if I can find the video, of a man with no legs walking. And where does that walking initiate from? The spinal cord and the psoas in particular. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to hold this pelvis and I'm going to walk with that pelvis. Now I'm going to come sit here and we're going to find the sits bones right here. They're called the ischial tuberosities. This is where the hamstrings are attached to. Just sit there and kind of rock back to the left and right. And when you rock back to the left and right, you rock to the left, you're sitting on the left innominate, very bottom of it, the sits bones, and then the right sits bones. Now, if you're as bony as me, you can feel it pretty obviously. But if you got some meat there, then maybe it's a little bit more challenging, but that's okay. Just rock and to the left and right. Now, watch, I'm going to bring my left butt cheek forward. And then I'm going to bring my right butt cheek forward, my left butt cheek forward, and my right butt cheek forward. I'm going to have to move my heels to bring my legs forward. But that's after the initial movement of my hips. It's kind of like we're crawling, but on our butts. Or like a dog when it has worms and it's scraping its butt in the grass. I'm sure you've seen that. That's what we're doing. Just pretend you have worms right now. We all have parasites inside of us though, folks. Okay, now we're going to go backwards. Left butt cheek, right butt cheek. 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 Yep. Going backwards is a little bit more challenging. Yes? I am not using any pressure with my heels to propel myself backwards or forwards. It's all coming from the pelvis. I'm going to drop this pelvis, but I'm going to keep my arms right here. Much easier for me, not holding that pelvis. I'm walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. I'm talking, hoping you come back to me. Even if I don't have any legs, I can bring my pelvis forward because my psoas is so strong and I've got proper pelvis mobility. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm sorry. I like to sing and I'm not a good singer. Yup. Now, you can try this around your living room, in a park, at work. I'm sure your boss would really appreciate you just walking in the office just like this. So you notice how my rib cage is following and then my arms follow the rib cage. So my pelvis initiates the movement. I'm walking backwards. Then my legs follow, and my rib cage follows. This is our center, folks. Your belly button. That's our center, not our head. Okay. Woo! Let's lie on our backs. Let's rest here. Let's take a few breaths here. Oh, yeah. Man, I feel that gooch. I feel that pelvic floor turn on. I feel my deep lateral rotators. Those are the muscles deep to my glutes. I feel my glutes. Feel my lower back. I feel it all the way up into my rib cage and my erector spinae. Those are the muscles that are the superficial muscles, the spinal muscles there. Really turned on here. But keep falling. Okay, let's bend our right knees, bring our left arm next to our left ear, rolling over to our left-hand side. Let's come stand up. And I'm going to turn away from the camera. You can still hear me. And we're going to add a modification to last week's jumping to the sides here with extension. So remember last week we were jumping with extension on the left and the right foot, right? To create fascial resilience and strengthen the connective tissue, the myofascial web. Now we're going to add side flexion. We're going to bend our upper body to the left and right. But let's just start with the jump first. So I'm going to lift my left leg up. I'm going to balance on my right leg, bring my arms to the right of me, and I'm just going to jump to the left foot. Balance on that left foot, right leg comes behind, and I jump to the right. And let's just do that. Think about the big toe. How do I really implant with my big toe? Okay, now I'm going to bring my arms up and lean my upper body to the right. And then I'm going to push off with this right foot, jump to the left, and lean to the left. And then lean to the right, and you might fall. I just almost busted it. Don't worry about it if you fall. And you see how my back leg swings behind me? Yep. So your myofascial web is resisting you from falling, tipping over. But this is really challenging to not fall all the way to your left and right. Okay, now I'm going to bring my upper body. When I jump to my left foot, I'm going to bring my upper body to my right. Now I'm going to jump to the right. I'm going to bring my upper body to my left. Yep, almost busted it again. Can your back leg act as kind of a tail, a counterbalance? And once you get it, you'll get it. You'll get that rhythm, and you'll feel how your body will offset to help you not fall. And your arms in relation to the leg. You see how my right arm, my arms and my upper body go to the right, but my right leg goes to the left to counteract forces there so I don't fall. Let's do one more to each side. Yeah, wonderful. Let's lie on our backs. Let's rest here. And feel those hips. And all now the myofascial system is trying to figure out this new pattern that we just created. My rib cage feels activated. My feet, my big toes, the lateral sides of both lower legs and the upper legs, and my pelvis. Okay, let's bend our right knees, bring our left arm next to our left ear, roll on over to our left-hand side. The last movement we're going to do is an isometric strengthening exercise of the inner thighs, mainly to help create stability for the knees. If you are having knee problems, like me recently, I've had them for actually 20 years, and so I've tried so many different things, but the one last piece in the puzzle is isometric strengthening of the inner thighs. Why? Because it offers a safe way to build strength around the joint without moving in a way that forces the nervous system to say, nope, I'm not letting you move any further. They call this cortical inhibition. And let's stand up. We're going to separate our feet as wide as you feel comfortable doing. I'm going to keep my feet straight. I'm going to activate my big toes. We did this about 2 weeks ago, but we just did this without extension, or we're going to add some side flexion and maybe rotation as well. Now, I want you to imagine kind of a V here, and you're going to suck, the V is upside down, and you're going to, from your big toes, you're going to tighten your inner arches and then your lower legs, that tibialis posterior muscle right behind your tibia there, and then you're going to tighten your inner thighs, and it's like you're sucking up a breath into your butthole. Yes. And then I'm going to bring the arms up into extension, and then I'm going to lower them. But as I'm raising and lowering my arms, I'm still activating my big toe and also my heel and now my whole foot. And I'm squeezing, I'm also tensing the pelvic floor. We're going to do one more. Then we're going to stay up there and we're going to lean to the left. We're going to stay there for a tick. And I'm still squeezing those inner thighs. So isometric strengthening is, remember, you're tensing the muscles, but you're not changing the length of the muscles. And I'm leaning to the right, staying there for a tick. Still squeezing. And you might feel a different little pull when you lean to the left and right. Still still squeezing there. I just squeezed my abdominal region. That's why I just burped there. Sorry about that. Okay, now bring the arms down, lower them, and now we're going to come into rotation. Staying there on the right, squeezing there. We're getting a little bit different pull upon the pelvic floor. I shouldn't say we, I am. I don't know about you. I don't know if you can feel the different pull. Now I can feel it more in my right inner thigh, which is the leg that I really want to affect because I have a meniscus tear in my right knee. And isometric exercises are the exercise that really takes that pain away because it offers, again, safe stability for the knee joint. Let's do one more rotation to the left and right. Okay, come back to the center. Let's slowly walk the feet back together. Rest here for a tick, and then we're going to lie on our backs. And I'm going to reiterate what I started the class with. Let pain, I can't even say it, let pain visit you. Allow pain to teach you. And then don't allow pain to overstay. Now let's let that pain go by letting our body sink into the floor and letting go of the body and letting go of all tension. See you next week.